Well, I just wanted to say, of all things we've kind of worked on lately, it sort of comes down to the fact that, in our last video, we kind of did a little more carving than this. I want to share with you that while my sister is in town to visit us, my niece came over to the house. I probably told you in the last video she'd be coming over in a little bit. And sure enough, she came, and my two siblings took her off to the city pool to see her mom there and to take her swimming. So she's out of the house right now, and so I can finally run my tools and give you all little demonstrations. I'm going to demonstrate how we take the rotary tool and put the little eye into the dove. Oh, and I say that we kind of worked our little ways along this, kind of put the little work to come along to the little dovey here, and I say that there's probably going to be little places or two where we'll kind of put in a little bit of extra time, extra work. And so try to put the little ways we do into the little things we have. And so we do our little work along this buddy, take it along, make it see what we all wanted to see. Oh, bless the child. Oh, bless children of all things. Oh, I say, doves are symbols of peace. So we got that work done along on him, and I say that there's going to be little extra steps we're going to take along as well. And this time around, probably take a little sanding where we kind of drew the little pencil lines around the head to make the places where the eyes would be equal to each other. We're going to sand those little pencil lines off, try to make it so the bird is going to come out better than it could for all we want it to be and all we need it to do. I say, oh, I tell y'all, and sometimes a little work shall make its way to us. Oh, brighter days, brighter choices, brighter nights. Oh, I say, we do little things we do. Oh, the work and joy of it. I say, how about we all take little things and make them where we see them to stand tall and strong, and everything else they always need to be or ought to be. There's probably going to be a little facets showing in the wood here and there, but that's going to be okay because most every little carved animal often comes out with that. And these facets could even make it look a little bit more like feathers in a way. because sometimes a little carving goes to show a little work. And I mean, you know, told you about those fruit doves and green pigeons I've made the felt intarsia pieces of. Some of those contain some felt that I ordered from Taiwan. And the reason was because it was at a time when we were on lockdown here, and all the stores were closed, all the craft stores, fabric stores, things like that, because of COVID. And since I really wanted materials to work with to make some of the animals I wanted to make, that was why I ordered fabric whatever way I could. I mean, there was some of it that even Walmart was selling out of because people were buying so much of it to make masks out of. There was no place to go to buy a spool of thread during the time. So, you know, most places you could buy it from were closed, and Walmart, probably being the only place that carried it, was always sold out of it, because there again, people were buying out all the thread to make masks from, and even the little spools of thread I needed to make my stuffed animals from in the different colors. I even ordered those off of Etsy, and sometimes even had them shipped in ways and paid extra for the shipping, because for such a pandemic time as it was, that was the only way I could get it. And sometimes even ordering things internationally was the only way I could get them too. Kind of the reason why during that time I ordered that felt from Taiwan, because it was some that might have been really necessary to do the type of work I wanted to do. And so it was just kind of a bit of work that comes in little bitty expensive ways and makes us all see bright days, bright nights, bright futures. Oh, to heck with all this stuff. I say brighter days, brighter nights. Oh, just to be in a place where we see better things coming, better things going. Oh, birdies, birdies, birdies. I say, and you know, you probably realize that doves come in all different kinds of colors. There are black doves, gray doves, blue doves, tropical doves that come in those tropical colors. I think I bled a little bit as I was sanding this, but you know, blood can be sanded off of wood if it gets on there. Sometimes, you know, sandpaper can give you little cuts now and then. Used to get much worse cuts when I used the paperback sandpaper to saw all those things that I made just from, to sand all those things I made just from sawing them out on a scroll saw. Before I started carving and learning to use the fiber back, learning that it lasts a little longer, and see how, you know, the work is making its way along. You know, some people have used belt sanders and things like that. I probably had one I used for a while, but didn't do so well with it. I mean, had to be my safest with it, and by doing everything I could to keep my fingers from getting caught in it. Sometimes little pieces of wood would get caught in it and had to be taken apart to get those little pieces out, and I think I probably ended up damaging it just trying to take care of that. So ended up being one of those tools that went out to the curb just to be picked up by anybody who might come along, take something like that. And a planer went out there too. So I'd say with all the tools I have, there's some that I eventually hope to get around to using in some way to do some of the type of work that I plan to do with them, and that's going to be worth all it's going to be when the time comes to do it. But like we say, you know, we got a little girl that sometimes comes to the house, only 3 years old, scared of loud noises like tool noises and things like that. So all we have to do is just use our best little caution, try to keep things safe and sound. And so little cuts like that are going to happen. Like Paul Overstreet said in this song that his mother used to say to him, children, this whole world is full of scratches, and in your life we're bound to have a few. Guess that's why the good Lord gave us patches. And sometimes it might be a little hard to recall just about every little word that was ever said in the song, but it's going to be what we work on, just to kind of try to show a little grace to what we do and how we work on things. I say that there's going to be some little working to be done here. Try to smooth out the wings and the body and the tail and the head, and make it all see like it's going to be a brighter tomorrow, brighter future, and of all things, it could be that maybe one of these sharp points on one of these wings might have been what I just cut myself on. Could have been anything, but we really don't know what it was or what it is, so I say that it's just kind of little work as it goes and does and makes everything see a light of day. Oh, and got to do a little more smoothing out of things, get things so they get a little smooth and even and nice, and kind of put a little extra time and work into all we're doing and making it how it's going to be, and see little lights come on and make our lives see happy days are here again. Oh, the way Silk used to sing that in the days. Oh, like little work we do. I say probably one last grit we're going to take. This little piece of thin grit sandpaper is probably in a better condition to be used, so we're going to work about that. And there's probably going to be a few things to debate whether or not to put labels on these, the I Choose Charity Over Bitterness labels. That's something we have yet to decide whether we're going to do. We just might do it sooner or later if we think the doves really need it. So that's one little step we'll take. And I've got really little tiny ones to use on these tiny doves, just in case we do need to use them. And I will share that I've got a lot of art in a lot of random places out there, just out there being seen by people, and just always like to get sales done at the Arts and Market Capital and events out in Frankfurt, and just think about all the pieces I have there, some of which have been so good as to be sold, for which we thank the Lord. I do want to say that the work is coming along. We got the pigeons from the front here. We got the pigeons from the back here. Kind of got the work the way it's going to need to be. And there's probably some things we may do on video, some things we may not. So some of it's been done before on other projects. So just stay tuned and you'll find out. Thanks for watching.